Red dots for pistols can cost as much as the pistol itself, especially if you're shopping names like Trigicon. And the budget space? It's already crawling with trusted brands like Holosun. So, how do you stand out? Well, for the new Cyelee Chameleon, just blending in may be the answer.
And copying the SRO is definitely a way to do that. To be fair, it's a good footprint, right? Going to the SRO and the Cyelee, yeah, it's about the same. They definitely did take a little more than artistic license when copying the SRO, almost to the point where maybe the Jägerwurz would actually fit. There's only two main issues that I wanted to bring up with you that could be deal breakers, and it'll be up to you to decide. So for the first potential issue, I have my friend Luis here. The Chameleon has an 8 MOA red dot, which I think is cool if you want a fast target acquisition, especially if you're focusing on the target and not on the red dot. If you see red, just shoot, right? And at 5 yards, the red dot isn't too bad. It's probably about the size of this dollar coin. So you can still hit an A zone on the headshot or like A zone in the torso. But if you start heading out to like 20, 25 yards, and I have friends that can attest to this, the red dot starts getting to be size about this like candle topper, where you can still hit your A zone, but if you're trying to get an A zone headshot, like technically the red dot's touching, but you'd probably miss that. So that's kind of like the only issue. I feel like the Chameleon is more of just a close range red dot only, and I wouldn't push it past 40 or 50 yards. And it was kind of bizarre that they did that. I mean, I've shot pistol matches now where, we're taking 25-yard shots. So it's definitely a deal breaker for someone like me, at least. The good news is for the 22 buck mark, it's not so much of an issue, right? As long as the red dot's working and keeping zero, like, hey, that's good. But yeah, if you're trying to hit longer range shots, especially in a pistol match, kind of like my Glock 47, having a 2 MOA dot on this Holosun 507 comp is definitely a good vibe, good way to go. So hopefully Cyelee comes out with another version of the Chameleon. Maybe they will. I don't know yet. But at least for the two Chameleons I have, they're 8 MOA red dots, which it's up to you if that's a good thing or not. And yes, I used a candle topper. How can you tell I'm married? And speaking of that red dot, the 8 MOA red dot is a little less bright than something like a Holosun 407 or 507C comp like I have. But that kind of leads into the second issue I had, which was reliability. Kind of par for the course. I think I've had broken lasers, broken guns. Yeah, it's just, I got that kind of luck. So make sure to stay subscribed so you can see more of it. So the problem I had was the first Cyelee red dot that I put on my Glock 19, it probably got about half as bright as a Holosun, like my 507 comp, and it still was about 30% less bright than a fully working Cyelee Chameleon. It was to the point where when I went out shooting with my friends, I turned off the red dot because, like, in the match, it just wasn't getting bright enough. And I kind of call this a reputation killer defect because the problem was the gun held zero. For 200 rounds plus, it never lost zero, and it was still water resistant. Like, I did water resistant testing that you'll see. Everything about that red dot was fine, except it just wasn't bright enough. Like, with sunglasses and out here in the Texas sun, you couldn't see it. You would literally lose the red dot. And so I shot all this footage. That's why it's taken so long for this review. And luckily, I did check another Cyelee Chameleon that they sent out and saw that there was an issue with the brightness. And yes, I did try new batteries. I tried switching the batteries, and the defective Cyelee was just always not bright enough. If you do buy a Cyelee Chameleon, I would definitely just check the brightness. It should be daylight bright. Like, take it out in a bright day, bright sunny day, go out to the range, it should work. If it's to the point where you just can't see it or you're losing it in the grass or like in the gravel, I would probably return it and see if you can get another one, because that's just like an issue that I had. But besides those two potential issues, the pistol dot has been great. The Chameleon has met my expectations and actually showed my friends that a cheap Chinese Amazon red dot can be somewhat okay. We're going to do a mild torture test, and we'll cue that footage up. So now it's time for a little torture test. It won't be as bad as Dex Pops, but I think it's going to be a little more real world experience, at least for me. So whenever we do drills, we'll do one-hand drills where you have to take your offhand and place it on your chest or behind your back. And when it comes to that, you end up having to rack the slide either off the optic or off your irons, right? So I think we're gonna rack it about 50 times off the wood, or maybe, you know, my holster, and see how the zero holds, you know, after all those impacts. All right, so we're gonna confirm zero really quick. So we're just gonna take a couple shots at the C-zone steel. So yeah, I'd say it's reasonably zeroed, right? So this optic has about 100 rounds through it, and then we have about 250 rounds through the bad one, the one with the less brightness, right? Made a lot of bad first impressions with some of my friends with Cyelee, but thankfully the new one's good to go. So yeah, so I am gonna cut. You're not gonna watch me do this 50 times. I will release a unlisted video if you wanna watch every single time. But yeah, we're just gonna clear the mag, clear everything up, and we'll proceed. Yeah, so we'll zoom in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, that's 30. I just feel, it feels so stupid. Just constantly it. I'd say between 45 and 50 for sure. And the good thing about having backup irons, I don't know, Phil, that may be zeroed.
Oh boy.
Oop, that was me. I don't know. Yeah, the irons, yeah. Yeah, I mean, because the cool thing about having backup irons, you can see where the dot is. And I mean, the dot is right where I left it, you know, this morning when I re-zeroed it. So, hey, we'll see. And I think Phil wanted to take a turn too. So we'll move on to the next 50. All right. Hey, Phil.
All right. Take a couple shots to get it zeroed, and then we'll do another 50. That was me.
All right. Yeah, so we're still holding zero. And I think Phil may be a little more aggressive. I don't know. Gets annoyed, doesn't it?
Damn it. That's 50-ish. All right, let's see. Not bad, still holding zero.
Yeah, here we are unloaded, and yeah, the finish isn't even scratched. Granted, it's going up against wood, right? Like, it's not going up against, you know, rock or steel, but yeah, I'd say for $200, you can't really expect too much better. All right, so sadly I didn't get a control in the morning, but we're just gonna do some paper targets at 10 yards. I've been flinching. It's been about 300 rounds total today, so I'm getting kind of tired, but we're just gonna see what the grouping's like, and it should be good. I mean, if it's, yeah, the dot is still on the iron sights, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I was taking my time. I wasn't going fast, but I mean, that's right on the dot. I was aiming for that little dark circle. So yeah, Cyelee Chameleon actually pretty good. Phil's surprised. I know Phil's surprised. We'll have to tell the friends that saw the defective one, yeah, because they were not too happy with the performance of that brightness before. But yeah, cool. I think that's that. All right, so Phil's gonna do a couple shots too. Yeah.
That last one was me, but
Yeah.
two in the dot.
All right, so Phil has an SRO, and you have what, 8,000 rounds on it?
About 8K through it.
Yeah.
So, of course, it's got the bros on it, so it's a hair bigger, but you can see a side by side.
Besides the tape.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been shooting occluded. So.
All right. So, brighter dot or bigger dot? Preference.
Brighter dot, but I don't like a bright dot because then your eye tracks to the dot and not the target.
That's true. And also, if you have astigmatism, you know, it starts shining bright and everything. But
yeah, I'd rather have a smaller dot, to be honest. That's my preference. I've been shooting with a 2 MOA versus an 8. So.
And I mean, like, I kind of wish that Cyelee had a 6 or 4 dot position. You know, like
something in the middle.
It's kind of weird that they came out of the gate with only a 8 MOA dot, and that's it. But
yeah, I wish it was a 5 or maybe a 3 because the RMR is a 3.2. The standard SRO is a 2.5, I think.
Yeah.
I like smaller dots. I get the bigger dot, but it's just not for me.
So, hey, I don't have the money like Desktop does to, you know, torture test 20 or 30 optics. So I think that was okay. At least in my use case here at the flat top range, it worked out fine. In all, I think it's a solid red dot. I think for the price, make sure to use my discount code in the comments or in the description below. For about $170, I think total, I think it's a properly good red dot. If you need something on your secondary gun or, 22 or something like that. Let me know down in the comments. I know there are a couple red dots in this, kind of product, category. I know like what, Olight or Osight. I think they're called Osight now. I know there's one like kind of in the same price category. Also, you can get a Holosun, I think 407C, so it's a smaller red dot, but it's definitely brighter for like the same price. So maybe that'd be more beneficial to you. So I definitely take a look at that too. Definitely a lot of red dots out there. Hopefully we'll get to test more on the channel, so stay tuned. And until then, Godspeed.
Red mix toast, yeah, you know how it goes, yeah. I'ma do the most, life short, I gotta go hard. Suicide doors on my roof look like a no-show. I can show you ropes, keeping links by the boatload. Dripping like a sink, finna snap like a wishbone.